recording has started.
Go ahead and hand me that pin, please.
With them?
On your desk.
There we go.
You got that on. Turn that
I
off.
don't want background music.
I don't want that background music. Heck no. So, let's see. We are going to be talking about a multitude of things here today.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, probably none of which you have that much knowledge of.
Probably take me a minute.
You know, I'm talking more to him than I am you out there, boys and girls. My own producer doesn't know what the fuck's going on in the world. Anyway, hello once again. This is Kevin Kleeser coming to you from crystalvision.com with a Z-I-O-N, not an S. And I would really appreciate it if you got off YouTube and went over to my site and checked out some of my essays. You'll find these videos there as well. I was talking in my last video about what was going on in Iraq and Afghanistan as far as the corrupt foreign policy this nation's been pursuing for the last decade. And a funny thing happened in between that and this discussion tonight. Let's see, we had a U.S. soldier in Afghanistan go off and kill 16 Afghani civilians. Now, there's no way I am ever going to justify that action as being anything but the tragedy that it is. But I am going to discuss some of the issues that have led up to this fiasco. Last year in April, an Afghani pilot killed 6 U.S. servicemen. This is an ally of ours. Since the Quran burning of a month and a half ago, there have been 3 separate attacks by Afghani military against U.S. forces that have killed 6 American servicemen. Where's the world outrage with these actions? Where's the U.S. citizens' outrage to these actions? The fact of the matter is, the United States servicemen in Afghanistan at this point can't stand their counterparts, and their counterparts can't stand them. This is a clash of cultures. It's the same thing the Russians learned 25 years ago. It's the same thing the British learned almost a century ago. That nation is corrupt through and through, and what's it say about us? You realize since 2002, we've invested $90 billion into that infrastructure without the military adventure on top of it? Whose hands did that money go in? Let's see, we got warlords that are running that nation. So on top of the fact that we've got to bribe these people to get our convoys of materials in from Pakistan for our troops, guess who else we're bribing? We're bribing the Taliban to take it over the Khyber Pass. The very people we're there to kill, we're bribing so we can get our materials in for our troops to kill them. Excuse me, somebody see a problem about that? I see a problem about that. Let's also talk about the Karzai family. President Karzai's brother, of all people, who was killed last year by one of his own bodyguards, his name was Ahmad Wali Karzai. By the way, they called him a mafia don. This guy basically ran the Kandahar province. This guy was doing land swaps where he was stealing the land from the locals and giving it over for bribes, and then the money was being shipped off to Dubai. Okay, so how much money of that $90 billion do you think went into Karzai's hands and are sitting in some of those same bank accounts, which is basically the Cayman Islands of the Middle East? So we've not only got 1,856 American soldiers killed in the last 10 years fighting this fiasco, we're giving this money to a corrupt society, and who is profiting from all this? Are you profiting from it? Are you who taking your sons and daughters are going off to fight this battle? Are you profiting from it? Is there anything in the American public that thinks this is a good idea, that we've still got troops in Afghanistan? We've still got troops in 38 different nations around the globe. We've got military installations that even the Department of Defense can't count. The figures go anywhere from 714 to 1,100 different military installations worldwide. You wonder where all our national treasury's going? Look at the DOD, number one. And look at the policies. It doesn't matter if it was Clinton, doesn't matter if it was Bush, doesn't matter if it's Obama. They're following the same corrupt, broken path that's basically draining us of all our resources in these absolutely moronic adventures. Bottom line, as long as we keep building these toys, we're going to keep using them. So I was talking about the attacks that are coming on Iran within the next couple of months. You think things were bad before. It's like I was saying last 2 days ago. Wait for that $7 a gallon gas that's going to be hitting the pumps as soon as that little adventure gets launched. So, once again, failed foreign policies, which nobody in this country seems to give a flying fuck about. You're too worried about the economy to even think about all the different things that we're doing that are unconstitutional around the world. Number one, it takes an act of Congress to go to war. Whatever happened to that? Why is it every time something pops up in the world, the first thing our president and Congress wants to do is throw fucking bombs down the people's throats? That's what we're looking at again this year. We've been in a state of war now since the beginning of World War II. Name a period in your lifetime where you remember we were at peace with everybody in the world. I would like to see us try to come back to that. You want to make a difference, start talking to your local representatives about you wanting to get us the fuck out of the rest of the world's business. They don't want them there. I don't want us there. Do you want us there? Let me know what you think. That is my question to you. We are in Afghanistan today because... Answer that question for me, because if you can answer that question for me, man, I would be really impressed with that, because I sure don't see it. And this waiting to 2014 to withdraw the rest of our troops and then fund their reconstruction for another 10 years? Do you really want to invest another $30, $50 billion down that rat hole? I don't. Anyway, thank you, and I will talk to you again day after tomorrow. Good night from crystalvision.com with a Z. Please visit the site. I'd appreciate it.